173 innings.
Here comes, he struck him out swinging. Fastball up and in, and Ohtani, as he always does.
Welcome to Baseball Extra, the ultimate destination for everything Diamond. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of baseball's most electrifying rivalries, Giants versus Dodgers. Forget what you think you know about this series, because what unfolded was a pure classic. The tension, the drama, the unforgettable moments, it was all here. And we're breaking it down pitch by pitch, play by play. Get ready, because this wasn't just a game. It was a battle for bragging rights, and trust us, you won't want to miss a single detail. Let's get into it. Coming into this rubber match, the atmosphere was absolutely buzzing. This wasn't just another game for either the Giants or the Dodgers. It was the deciding contest of a crucial series, with playoff implications hanging heavy in the air. For the Giants, every single win matters in this pennant race. They started the day just a half game behind the Mets, fighting tooth and nail for that coveted third and final wildcard spot. There was even a moment, a brief, tantalizing flicker, where they actually edged ahead of the Mets. But, as we saw last night, the Dodgers had other plans, putting up a decisive 7 runs, a total that, unfortunately, the Giants couldn't match. So, the stage was set. Two storied franchises, fierce rivals, both with something significant to play for. Oracle Park was electric, as it always is when these two teams face off. The fans knew the stakes. The players certainly did. This was more than just a regular season game. It felt like a postseason preview, a taste of the intensity that awaits in October. And when you have that kind of energy, you know you're in for something special here on Baseball Extra. Taking the mound for the Giants today, we had the seasoned left-hander, Robbie Ray. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the kind of season Ray has been having. Before today, in 30 starts, he boasted an impressive 11-6 record with a solid 3.32 ERA. He's a strikeout machine, piling up 176 punch-outs against 67 walks in 173 innings. Those are numbers that speak to a pitcher who can dominate, who can shut down an offense. But as the game started, you could feel a different kind of pressure. Facing the Dodgers, even a veteran like Ray can find himself in a tough spot. We saw some classic Robbie Ray moments earlier in that high fastball, that nasty slider. He got a huge K against a certain superstar who always gives it all he has at the plate. Just watching him swing is an event in itself. However, the Dodgers are a relentless lineup, and they made him work. We saw Ray battle, getting a quick 3-up, 3 down in 1 inning, showcasing that veteran poise. But as the innings progressed, the Dodgers found ways to put runners on. Ray really had to dig deep, almost battling himself as much as the opposing hitters. He limited the damage in that early inning, giving up just 1 run despite the traffic. It was a testament to his experience, but also a sign of the tough day ahead against a potent offense. This kind of high-stakes pitching is what makes Baseball Extra so thrilling to dissect. On the flip side, for the Dodgers, we had Tyler Glasnow on the bump. This was his 16th start for the Dodgers, adding to his 37 prior career starts. Overall, a formidable pitcher, but there's a fascinating split in his numbers that really came into play today. On the road this year, Glasnow was 0-1. He's been a completely different animal at Dodger Stadium, where he's been absolutely dominant. Today, though, he was on the road in enemy territory, and those struggles seemed to resurface early. The first inning was a prime example. He walked the leadoff man, never a good sign, especially against a team hungry for offense. Then, we saw a glimpse of the Dodgers' defensive prowess as they turned a slick 3-6-1 double play to momentarily bail him out. But the frustration was palpable. Glasnow issued a second walk in that same inning, and you could see him visibly shaking his head. His walk rate on the road this year has been incredibly high, a mind-boggling 8.12, which is just not what you expect from a pitcher of his caliber. He did manage to escape that first inning, getting a crucial called strike 3 on a borderline pitch to Matt Chapman, which went his way. The Dodgers got out of the inning, but not without Glasnow having thrown a lot of pitches and clearly battling his command. These early struggles with control are often what defines a game, and it set a nervous tone for Dodger fans, while giving Giants faithful a glimmer of hope on Baseball Extra. As Glasnow worked through his early struggles, the Dodgers' offense, known for its ability to capitalize on any opportunity, started to flex its muscles. Freddie Freeman, a consistent force, led off the second inning with another hit, making him 5 for 12 in this weekend series alone. He's just a machine at the plate. Then came the walks, back to back, setting up Kike Hernandez with a prime chance to get the game's first run. And he delivered with a sacrifice fly to right center, putting the Dodgers on the board and giving them that crucial first lead. But they weren't done. Another walk, the third of the inning, and suddenly the bases were loaded again. This is where the tension truly built. The guy they had been carefully pitching around in the first two games of the series, a global superstar, was now at the plate with nowhere to put him. They had to pitch to him. And in a high fastball moment, Ray got him swinging, a big strikeout to end the threat, but not before the Dodgers had pushed across that run. Robbie Ray was really in a fight, giving up just the one run, but expending a lot of pitches in the process. It was a classic display of baseball extra drama, where every pitch, every walk, every hit felt like it could swing the momentum. Back in the bottom of the second, the Giants finally started to show some life. Young-Hoo Lee, a left-handed hitter, punched a clean base hit up the middle, finding that sweet spot where Glasnow was a bit wild earlier. Lee wisely stopped at second, putting two runners on with nobody out. The crowd came alive. This set the stage for Patrick Bailey, who, you'll remember, won Friday night's game with a walk-off grand slam in the 10th inning. The potential for another big moment was palpable. Bailey hit a ball to left field that was caught, but then Casey Schmidt, the second baseman, stepped up. With two on and one out, Schmidt was looking to drive in that runner from third. He lifted a high fly ball into medium-deep left. The wind carried it, and Alex Call made the catch, but Young-Hoo Lee tagged up and scored the tying run. Two outs, runner on first, and the number 9 hitter, Drew Gilbert, came to the plate. Gilbert then lifted one to right center field, and what happened next was truly incredible. Tommy Edman, with a headlong dive towards the infield, made an absolutely spectacular hit-stealing catch. It was a breathtaking defensive play that robbed Gilbert of a hit and ended the inning, showcasing the kind of athletic prowess that makes baseball extra so much fun to watch. That play was a game-changer, keeping the Giants from taking the lead. The third inning saw the Dodgers continue to apply pressure. Back-to-back base hits, including one from Teoscar Hernandez that stopped at second, put runners on first and second with nobody out. After a flyout, runners were at the corners, and the Dodgers had another golden opportunity to regain the lead. Tommy Edman came up with bats at third. Edman hit a hard ground ball to third base, which went off the backhand of Chapman. This cost the Giants a potential double play. Chapman managed to get Edman at first, but a run scored, and the Dodgers were back in front. That ball was absolutely blistered, and Chapman did incredibly well just to get the out, even if it wasn't a clean double play. It was a hot shot that highlighted the difficulty of playing defense at this elite level. Ray managed to strike out the next batter with a 95 miles per hour fastball, but the damage was done. The Dodgers got another run, taking the lead midway through the third. Ray was clearly having some command issues, issuing another walk, his second of the inning and fourth of the game already. When you keep giving a team like the Dodgers opportunities, they will eventually say thank you very much and cash them in. He managed to get out of the inning with a fly ball to shallow left center, but the score now stood at Dodgers 2, Giants 1. The pennant race implications were clear, every run mattered. Moving into the fourth inning, Robbie Ray continued to show his veteran grit. He faced Miguel Rojas and delivered a called strike 3 on an inside fastball, showcasing his precision. He then got Kike Hernandez swinging on a nasty slider after a 10-pitch battle, a real testament to his focus and determination even after a challenging inning. His game plan seemed clear. Get to Ohtani and get him out. And he did just that, getting him to fly out after striking him out twice already. The Giants went down in order for the first time in the game, a much-needed clean inning for Ray. The bottom of the fourth also saw the Giants go in order, sending us to the fifth with the Dodgers holding a 2-1 lead. Tyler Glasnow, despite his early command struggles, was starting to find his rhythm. The fifth inning, however, would prove to be a turning point. For the second time today, Betts and Hernandez got on base to start an inning, setting up Freddie Freeman. Freeman hooked the ball towards right field that went down, and one hopped off the wall. Betts scored, Hernandez held at third, and it was an RBI double for Freeman. A walk followed by 2 hits, and the Dodgers had another run home, threatening to truly open up the game with a 3-1 lead. This was going to be it for Robbie Ray. Manager Bob Melvin made the long walk out to the mound, signaling the end of Ray's outing. It was a tough day for the veteran, but he battled admirably. The search for a wildcard spot remains a key theme for the Giants. The Giants brought in their reliever, Figueroa, for his 10th appearance of the year, hoping to stem the tide. He had been very good with a 2-0 record, but the Dodgers were relentless. For the third time in the game, they loaded the bases. Michael Conforto came in to pinch hit, and he delivered a broken back ground ball that squeezed through the right side. Hernandez scored. Freeman scored 2 more on the board for the Dodgers after Conforto's broken bat pinch hit single. 3 runs in the inning so far, and it just kept coming. Runners were now at the corners, nobody out, and Figueroa just couldn't get things going. He took his hat off, and that's going to be a walk. Edman came in to score, making it an astounding 6-1. And then came a truly rare moment. Bailey, the catcher, called out Bob Melvin, and Melvin engaged in a heated argument with the umpire. According to the rulebook, if you're on the mound, you must come off the mound if you're having difficulty with your pitch count. 3 disengagements meant that Edman scored, and Conforto was on second. It was a moment of confusion and frustration, adding to the unraveling of the inning for the Giants. The Dodgers continued to pile on, with Teoscar Hernandez, who's been looking like a different player recently, getting an infield single, his 3rd hit of the game. That's the epitome of being hot when you're in a slump. You don't get that kind of hit. And of course, the Dodgers loaded the bases again. Rojas then hit a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. Mookie scored, Teoscar right behind him. On the first pitch to Rojas, he drove in 2 runs, and the Dodgers now led a commanding 8-1. This was a complete offensive explosion, showing why every MLB matchup against them is a challenge. With a comfortable 7-run lead, Tyler Glasnow returned to the mound in the bottom of the 6th. Despite his early struggles with walks, he had truly settled in. Combined with his last 2 starts, he had thrown 12 innings with 13 strikeouts. He had 6 walks and a hit batter today, but incredibly, not a lot of hits. His last outing was much cleaner, with 7 no-hit innings. This one had been more work, but he was getting the job done. He got a strike on a slider, then a strikeout, his 3rd of the game. He followed that up with a swing and a miss at a curveball, strike 3, making it 10 in a row for Glasnow. He had 4 strikeouts in the game, and we headed to the 7th inning with Glasnow still on the hill. Remarkably, he had only allowed 1 hit this afternoon. When you consider his last 2 starts, through 7 innings and now through 6, he had only allowed 1 hit. That's an incredible stat line for any pitcher. In the bottom of the 7th, Kisner finally broke through with the 2nd Giants hit of the game, a liner into right field. Schmidt then hit a high fly ball to center that Tommy Edman tracked down for the 2nd out. Andrew Gilbert then stepped up and lined one toward the gap in left center. That was going to get down for a base hit. Conforto coming over to cut it off, and Kisner had to stop at third. Gilbert was in with a double. The Giants had runners at second and third with 2 outs. With 2 on and 2 out, and the Dodgers still leading 8-1, Dave Roberts made the slow, deliberate walk from the first base dugout. This was going to be it for Tyler Glasnow. He finished his day with 6 2/3 innings of 3-hit baseball. He had been fantastic after those early jitters. Enriquez came in trying to get the Dodgers out of the inning, and he did just that, getting a ground ball to the left side that Kike Hernandez recorded the out on. In the 8th, Michael Conforto continued his outstanding day. He had driven in 2 runs with a base hit in the 5th and reached on an infield single in the 6th. Now, he was 3 for 3, ripping another one into right field. Freeman scored, and it was now 9-1. The Dodgers had scored in 5 different innings, consistently putting traffic on the bases and capitalizing. Wilmer Flores came up for the Giants. They were now 0 for 6 in their at-bats with runners in scoring position, a stat that really tells the story of their offensive struggles today. Flores hit a hard ground ball down the left field line, past the dive of Kike Hernandez, for a base hit. The throw toward third was cut off by Rojas to shortstop, and a run scored, making it 9-2. The Giants finally added another run, but it felt like too little, too late. Edman then made another spectacular head-first diving catch in center field, maintaining possession and ending the inning, once again showcasing his incredible athleticism. The Dodgers weren't done, though. Tommy Edman continued his excellent day at the plate with another base hit, scoring Ohtani, pushing their offensive output into double digits. This was the Dodgers' offense at its peak, with double-digit runs and double-digit hits 17 yesterday, and an impressive 18 today. Every MLB matchup for the Dodgers often turns into an offensive showcase. We move to the bottom of the ninth. 3-1 count to Drew Gilbert. 1 out, nobody on. He swung and popped one up shallow left. Kike Hernandez couldn't find it. Neither could Conforto. They lost it in the sun, and it dropped in fair along the line. A sun-aided double for Gilbert. It was a bizarre moment, a little bit of bad luck for the Dodgers. But then, an even stranger play. The Dodgers threw to first, and Gilbert was called out. Heads up from the Dodger dugout and between the white lines. Bob Melvin immediately challenged the call. Gilbert was standing on second, clearly saying check it, feeling like he might have brushed over the base. The call on the field was that the runner missed first base. It was unclear if it was a touch of the bag or a trip at the bag by Gilbert. After a review, the call on the field stood the runner was out. San Francisco lost their challenge. It was a bad mistake in any event, though perhaps less impactful when you're getting blown out. With 2 outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the ninth, it was just a matter of getting the final out. A roller to short, gobbled up by Rojas. That was the game. A win for LA. The Dodgers took the series from their rival Giants, winning back-to-back games in runaway fashion. 10-2 was the final today. The Giants are going to walk out of here scratching their heads, undoubtedly thinking, we can play better than this. What an MLB matchup this was, a true roller coaster of emotions and a display of intense rivalry. The Dodgers showed why they're a force, capitalizing on opportunities and delivering an offensive masterclass. For the Giants, it's a tough loss in the pennant race, reminding them that every single detail matters in the hunt for a wild-card spot. Thank you for tuning into Baseball Extra for this in-depth breakdown. We hope you enjoyed our authentic take on this classic rivalry. If you want more analysis, more highlights, and more of the passionate baseball content you love, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Baseball Extra channel right now. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you next time on Baseball Extra.